L.A. The fires.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
That's
just
so sad.
I thought it was kind of natural what was going on, and then supposedly they've caught some people that were actually starting them.
Do you see the Andrew Huberman movie? He filmed it on his phone.
Oh, you mean
Andrew
video?
Huberman, the podcaster. He filmed it on his phone, and there were people like starting fires.
Where was he? Why didn't he stop it?
He's living in LA,
Yeah, but why didn't he stop the fire, people?
but it was like 20 people. What is he gonna do? It was
He's
already
Andrew Huberman.
burning.
He's jacked. You seen him with his shirt off?
Oh,
That
yeah.
dude's on everything.
That's true. No, he's on just high levels of intelligence, so he's doing the right
Wow. Yeah, but that really kind of gutted me. I'm like, are you serious?
shit. Yeah. So they think this Palisade. Did I say it right?
Palisades.
Palisades?
Not Palestine.
No.
Palisades.
No, I never said Palestine. I
You
said
did.
Palisade.
The other day you said Palestine.
Palisades. That fire they think was like someone hiking or something and left the fire open, and then the perfect wind caught fire, and then the whole neighborhood burned down.
Yeah, but they've also... What about the people that are starting the fires? Why are they doing that? Because the ones that they caught, they're supposedly pretty geared up to do it. Like, they look like... It's not some jackass with a box of matches and some...
I don't know.
You know what I mean? A
Cause
rag
mayhem?
and some alcohol. What's that?
They want to cause mayhem? I don't know. So I heard a story from a Swedish podcaster. He had a house in Palisades. So he went to lunch. It was a normal day. This is how quick it happened. Normal day, he went to lunch with some friends, and he got a text from his daughter that says like school is shutting down. And when you get a text in that when you live in LA, you immediately think school shooter.
The same thing. It's anywhere in the States if you
Yeah.
ever get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was nervous. He didn't really want to text back because you don't want to. If she gets the sound, maybe the school shooter can find her.
Ah.
So he waited
Oh
a
my
bit,
God,
then
yeah,
he
it's
texted
horrible.
back, and his daughter said like, "Yeah, it's a fire." So they're shutting the school down, and they evacuated all the kids. So he was like looking at the news and stuff, and the fire was spreading. So he's like, "Ah, shit! My dog is in my house. I need to go and get my dog." His wife was out, and his other kid was working, but his wife was out, so she met up with the daughter at the meetup place, and she had a car. So he took an Uber up to Palisades, and he can see everything burning up there.
It looks unreal, dude.
Yeah,
It doesn't look real.
but that's how quick it is.
Yeah,
Also,
but it
that's-
doesn't look
that's
real.
So
It does
scary that
not
it's so
look real.
quick.
It's horrible.
So the Uber driver is like, I don't like this. I don't want to go any further. So he jumps out of the car and he starts walking up the hill. And it's like a 40-minute walk. And he sees people walking down with suitcases and stuff. He gets to the streets. It's just all smoke and shit. He can't see anything. He gets to his house finally. And it is smoke all around the windows in the house. So when he goes into the house, he can't see out because it's so thick of smoke.
Right.
He grabs a plastic bag and he's like, what do I take? Like, what do I take? He's so panicking.
Right.
He ends
Passports.
up just grabbing his computer. Yeah, he said, like, I should have taken the passport, but he didn't. And green cards and stuff.
That's the first thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was like, he's so
I guess
out
if
of
you're
it.
in that situation, but yeah, you just got to think you don't want to get. Identification is everything now,
Yeah.
right? That's what you.
But he grabs his computer and his dog and then he gets out of there. And now he sees, like, the neighborhood is started burning. So he starts walking down. He can't see anything. He gets in a lady's car that's driving. The lady's driving past, and she's like, "Oh, you can't be here. Jump in the car real quick. We're going." And then they went to the hotel in Santa Monica, and then they watched the TV. It's like, that's exactly where our house is, and everything was burning. And when he told the story in the park, he told the story like a day after it happened. It was fucking emotional, dude. So scary, but so lucky that no one was in there or stuck.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like some people. I think some people did die.
23 people is up
Yeah,
to.
it's but it's like, first of all, when you're watching it, you're just like, this is unreal because it's happened before. Every few years, or I think maybe even every year, there's a burning. There's a burning. I mean, there was
Malibu
one
has
video
burned
that was
a
really
bunch of
bad a
times.
couple of years ago where you saw the tires melting off of cars.
Yeah.
Right, and they were driving through with the fire trucks, and it just looked like they were driving through hell. It's the only way I can put
Mordor.
it. They were on the way to Mordor, right? But the thing is, you're watching it and you're just like, okay, on that kind of a scale, it looked like CGI almost. You're just like,
Yeah.
there's no way. You're just watching from when they're in a helicopter looking down, they're just seeing everything
Yeah.
burning. And then another thing too is like a lot of people are online and they're just, I don't know where their heads are at. They're like, oh, well, they're celebrities. Fuck them. They can buy a new house. It's like, what are you talking about,
Yeah,
man?
that's-
First of all, those people work for their money. Number two, if they've
People.
dropped a lot of money into their home, it doesn't mean they can just go buy another one. There's probably so much valuable stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? But
Memorabilia.
yeah,
and
but
stuff.
that's your home. I don't care if you're poor or rich. It's,
Yeah.
and I've been around some famous people, as you know, and I guarantee you, some of them they've got money, but you know, if they have a really nice house that burns down, it's like they can just go buy another one. Like their budget, they've still, you know what I'm trying to say? It's
Yeah.
just.
and like you said, it's their home.
It's their home, and it was
It's-
like, what kind of
doesn't
ignorance?
matter if it's
That's
big,
what they
small.
deserve for being LA, you know, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, dude. It's
Yeah,
like,
they're like they don't care as much as if it was a poor neighborhood burning down because it's rich people, and
Yeah.
they say like they can buy a new house because they're rich.
yeah, and that's just the most unhealthiest way to look at it. It's like it's human beings, right?
Yeah. And then I think they said like on the news now that it can still spark up. Like it might even get worse.
But it's not
this
over
week.
yet.
No.
It's still going, right?
Yeah.
I think,
and it's
yeah.
closing in on Beverly Hills, and it's closing in on Hollywood. So
Mm.
God knows what's going to happen at the end of this.
And then you got those idiots that saying it's P Diddy burning all the evidence. People are burning out L.A.
Yeah, I heard that.
Did you hear that?
I heard that.
And you kept that inside? I thought you'd have been. Whenever you hear that type of shit,
No,
you come
it's-
running, bro. You're
It's,
like,
too,
Mario!
it's too serious of a situation, right?
Yeah, it's like, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to go there.
No.
And it was a lot. My sister, we were having a conversation this weekend with the family, and my sister was like, "The Hollywood sign is burning," but it wasn't. It was just someone made a CGI video of the Hollywood sign burning.
But the thing is, too, I think what's kind of creepy is I remember growing up, you always heard LA is this and LA is that and blah, blah, blah. And you and I were talking about this, and I bet the 80s would have been a blast in LA. Ladies, I mean, it's always been drug fueled, right? But I mean, I think like the 80s and early 90s was probably a blast. But you always heard that LA's going to burn one day or LA's going to fall into the ocean or the earthquake. Like they always kind of like, I don't know, just jinx the fuck out of LA.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is going to happen because there's sin there. And you got those people walking down the streets with the sign. You know, those guys that walk down, sit there and saying, the world's going to end. You know, those guys are walking around LA and say, I told you. You know, it's crazy. So it's just, all in all, dude, you just want everyone to get out and take care of it and figure it out. And is it true that Mel Gibson's house was actually burning when he was on Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
And he still did
He opened it up and he was like, "Yeah, I probably don't have my house anymore." And Joe Rogan was like, "What are you gonna do?" "Yeah, I got a house in Costa Rica, dirt roads in the middle of nowhere."
I got this, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people are affected.
It's still got to hurt, though. It's still got to
Dude,
hurt.
it sucks.
Anyway, but
It
yeah.
sucks. I don't know how they're gonna rebuild from here. It's so much property.
Yeah.
Have you seen the photos of like the value of each house in the neighborhood?
Unreal, probably.
And I don't know. There is a conspiracy about the insurance as well, but apparently like 69% of all the houses don't have wildfire insurance.
But I
Because
heard
they
that it was
canceled
State
it.
Farm that was canceling, that pulled out like before it happened or something like
Yeah.
that. Like they were canceling. I don't know if that's a conspiracy theory or just a coincidence, but that's kind of odd. But then the whole thing with the water. They cut the budget of $17.6 or $17.9 million. They cut the budget for the water.
Jesus.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
and there was a lot of complaints that I think the fire chief, I saw her on the news and she was full blown like, this is ridiculous. How do we run out of water?
Yeah.
Like the fire hydrants did not have water.
Yeah. No pressure, no water. Yeah.
No pressure, no water.
No, they should at least have that.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's why they're going after them right now. They're like, what are you going to do? You know, it's just it's odd.
But
So-
but with all that said, would it have helped? Because it was the perfect storm.
It wouldn't have hurt.
No, it wouldn't have hurt, but would it have helped?
It wouldn't have hurt. But if you're
Like-
if you're trying to plug into water and there's no water,
They would have saved a couple of houses for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But the thing is, like, I remember seeing this on Joe Rogan, and he said, like, "Smells good, huh?"
right?
I remember saying, I remember him saying, like, I talked to a firefighter, and he said it's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. Like,
I
we've
saw
been
that.
lucky
I
so
saw
far.
that. I saw that clip.
We've been lucky so
Yeah.
far. It's just a matter of time, and when it's the right wind, when it's the right circumstance, and you've been dry for the right amount of time, that it's going to burn all the way
Yeah.
through LA to the coast.
Yeah.
It's going to be nothing left.
Well, bottom line, you just don't want anyone to be hurt.
Yeah.
And again, I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm just watching it, and it's just like the magnitude of it just like does not look real.
No.